Probably. I started, by the way. Alright. Cool. Let me think. How do I... Let's, share? How do I... There used to be a button. Yeah, there is a button. Oh, and it's wrong. I'm streaming :3. My head hurts so bad that like I can't even determine whether this makes any sense or not. Like I can't tell if I'm spelling things properly or not. All right. I think we're good. Should I share it on Facebook? Why not? That's always a trip. Like there's always so much shame involved when like people I know are intermingling with like my audience people. It's dreadful. I love it. Okay. Hi everyone. How are you? You're good. Good. Right. I hope so. I'm really sick in case you couldn't tell. I just took my cold medicine, so I should be feeling better soon. I'm trying to drink a full 8 ounces of water with it like you're supposed to. But water is awful, so I'm struggling. And yeah. So for those of you who try to tell me that I'm attractive without makeup, wrong. And this is proof. You have been corrected. You have been owned, etc. Whatever the kids are saying these days. So, I'm real sick, and it's my birthday, incidentally. So, I usually on my birthdays, hello or henlo, on my birthdays I usually go out with my mom. We go out to eat at some restaurant. Yeah, I sound sick and I look horrible, but that's just because I didn't put my makeup on yet. So yeah, I am. This stuff smells so strong that I can smell it even though I'm sick. I thought since I have to do my makeup and stuff, and hopefully I feel well enough to go out with my mom tonight, like maybe to the mall, and we'll do a little bit of shopping and, to go out to eat. I would do my makeup and get ready while I was talking to you friends. As a present, I will speak in Russian. Don't thank me. Okay, I won't. But thank you for the happy birthday, Sauron chick. So, before I do my makeup here, I gotta put stuff on my face. Very, very articulate, Michelle. This was a terrible idea, wasn't it? I have been in horrific pain. That's not true. I've just been extremely uncomfortable, not in pain, because I can't breathe. So my mouth is open at night, so my throat gets really raw and my lips are all crusty and dry because my nose is like so raw that I'm trying to breathe through my mouth instead. Let me put on my super fancy, what the heck is this even called? My Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. It's moisturizer for people with really greasy faces. That's what this is. I never put moisturizer on my face. It looks like you're saying something about Pokemon, and I'm only saying that because I see what is a P in English. In English. This is going quite well. I don't ever do this. Like, I never moisturize my face before I do my makeup or like after I wash it. And my face is so gross and greasy that I have to use like not really strong cleansers necessarily, but do you guys have makeup, oh my god, do you guys have like face washes that have salicylic cleanser or salicylic acid in it? When I started having really bad acne in middle school, they prescribed me really strong face wash that has salicylic acid in it, and obviously because it's acidic, it's safe for your skin as long as you don't use it constantly. But it's like a natural exfoliant, and because of the acid, it actually helps get some of the gunk out of your pores. So this is not that necessarily, but because I have such greasy skin, I have to use like different kinds of moisturizer. Like I can't use something that's just like the same consistency as a hand lotion or something. And I forget, I read an article somewhere that like this stuff is better for you if you have super like gross greasy skin, because instead of making, thank you AliRx, yay, it is my birthday indeed, isn't it? Instead of using something that's like a lotion consistency, this stuff is really expensive. It's not really expensive, but it's more than I'm comfortable spending. It's like $14 for this little thing, and as you can see, most of it is just like container that doesn't have actual product in it, and the little bowl is like set way in and is much smaller. But as you can see, it's like this gel consistency stuff, and supposedly that's supposed to create less oil or make less oil just sit on top of your skin than like a hand lotion consistency like face moisturizer. I don't know. And now I'm scratching my pimples off because I am incapable of doing anything healthy for my skin or my face or any other part of me. Very good. Yay. Yeah, so supposedly that's supposed to help. And I don't know. I'm terrible about skincare. Like, I wash my face once or twice a day. And I use like the acidic, like salicylic acid cleanser stuff, or like there's like charcoal is a trend now in like face products and like dermatological products. I don't freaking, so like some of the like activated charcoal like face washes work really well. They're kind of like burny, and unless I use like scalding hot water, I have to use something like that to be able to actually like get my pores open and get the stuff out. So cool. Face is now moisturized. I'm just gonna put my eyelid primer junk on. I know you guys know this already, but I do my makeup in a really weird backward way, and it's just because I've always been like super self-conscious about my appearance, because it's not ideal, I guess, is how I would articulate it. And since I was little, I've wanted to look like an anime character, and therefore I want to emphasize my eyes as much as possible. So, yeah, I guess I'll use this to have a mirror. Because of that, my eyes are like my biggest priority. Like when I started wearing makeup first in like 5th or 6th grade, when I was like 11 or 12, which I started doing because I had horrible acne starting at that age, and I was just so ashamed of how bad I looked. I would do like a full face of makeup back then. But there have been times when I just don't have time to do a full face of makeup, or I just don't want to, like clog my pores up and have to feel all of that stuff just sitting on top of my skin all day. So like, if I only have time to do several steps out of like a whole like grown-up person face of makeup, I just do my eyes and my eyebrows, because I always say that I look like Gara without eyebrow product on, but now you can see that that's actually true. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I have a couple things here. I don't know. I was watching one of my older videos the other day. The one where I like every 10 minutes I would check in while I was watching the Amy Schumer special. And like every 10 minutes I was that much closer to wanting to die. And I think I was looking at my eye makeup in that video, and I think I used like this palette, but it's hard to make it work. I could try and use this, I guess. I don't know. Like, I've got a whole bunch of things. Thank you, Anon. Yay, it is my birthday indeed. I don't know. I don't know what kind of makeup to do. Like, some days I can come up with a really cool idea. Other days I just want to do the most basic thing possible to get it over and done with. I am not sure. Like, I have a bunch of makeup here, and I have to show you guys. Like, this is a really old eyeshadow thingy I have. And I was doing my makeup sitting in the kitten room the other day, and Domino was on my back, and he walked like down my arm to look at what I was doing with this makeup palette. Can you see the claw marks? He just put his claws like directly into the little like pans of eyeshadow and like dug in them, and I felt myself die inside. Yeah, I do. Well, I don't usually watch my old videos, Sauron, because I'm so deeply ashamed of them. Like, they're even more agonizingly embarrassing than my like current ones, you know. Maybe I'll use this palette. This is like a real cheap like knockoff of a like expensive palette. I might use this one. But I happened to watch that one last night because like, you know, if you guys look at my page, like for visitors or new subscribers or whatever, it'll show you my most popular videos. And none of my like most popular videos are my more recent ones. Like I had a couple that went not viral, obviously, but I had like a couple that were really popular. Like the one that I, thank you, Magog, I love you. Like the one video of mine that got really popular was the one that I think I just like tweeted at Undoomed and asked him like what he thought of it. And he gave me some really nice, thoughtful advice. And then he tweeted it out and he like shared it on his Facebook. So like that video is my most watched video. And that one, like it's from like a year and a half ago, I think, if not 2 years. So even though it's from a while back, because it's sort of like political commentary, I feel like it's a fair representation of my channel and what I talk about and what I'm interested in. But then like a lot of my other videos that are popular are really doofy ones that like I made on my old laptop that died. That like before I really had any idea of like what my voice was or how I wanted to portray myself, or you know, I didn't know what I was doing yet at all. And like they're about really random things. And I'm glad that they got popular, I guess, compared to my other videos. Like there's one where I talked about this really bad like breathing problem I have sometimes. It's caused by anxiety. I'm pretty sure it is. And like because I've never heard anybody else talk about this specific problem before, I made a video about it and I was explaining it, and that one got pretty popular compared to my other videos because people are like, oh my god, I never knew that anybody else had this problem, you know. And I'm really, really glad that I was able to provide some people some comfort, you know, like at least they know they're not the only ones with this problem. And I was able to give them some advice, at least like from my experience, on how to try to reduce like the frequency of having this breathing issue. But like my videos that are popular are just not, most of them are older and most of them don't, you know, they're not like an accurate representation of what I'm doing right now. And it's just kind of odd and random, like which ones happen to get popular. So sometimes I go back and watch them because I need to remember, you know, despite the fact that I'm obviously like, I'm like ensconced and entrenched in like whatever political issues are going on now or whatever I'm writing videos about and then filming them about now. What the like perception of me that like newcomers have is those old videos that really don't have as much to do with who I am and that aren't as accurate a representation. So like I just started rewatching some of those videos and it's weird. I think most people are this way, like it's horribly embarrassing for them to like watch their old videos. I think everybody's that way, but you know, one of the things that has been one of the most unexpected benefits of doing this whole YouTube thing is that like I detest myself. I detest my face and my voice, and having to sit there and edit your videos and then rewatch them over and over again to make sure that they're okay before you upload them, it forces you to sit with yourself and it forces you to face those things about yourself that you're so uncomfortable with and you so despise, you know? So it's like, because I want to make decent videos, I have to sit there and tolerate my own infuriating voice, you know, that sounds like 3 inbred generations of tubas had like a baby, and that baby is my voice, you know. Like I have to sit there and tolerate that stuff, and that's one of the good things about it, because you know, it makes you so you can't like hide from how much you detest yourself, and it makes you get over it. Does that make sense? Why did I get off on that tangent? Who knows? Hello. I'm not going to say your name out loud, dear friend, but thank you. Thank you for the happy birthday, and thank you, Nuvi. Thank you, Jump Pogo. And Q-rated. Hi. Get well soon. Man, I'm trying. I don't think this is going to go into a chess thing, thank God. Because I'm done being like a gross, hideous monster. There, I just spilled some water on my face because I'm incapable of basic motor functions. You're welcome for that. You like my voice, Anon? Well, I'm not going to fight you because I don't feel good enough to. You're entitled to your wrong opinion. And I'm sorry, Sauron, I didn't answer you a little bit ago. Yeah, it was my God is Dead and Amy Schumer Killed Him, that video. I was rewatching that one. Like, I don't understand, like, how I used to look so much better. Like, what happened? Is it just that I'm, like, chubbier? Is it just, like, the extra 10 pounds since I made that video? Is it just that I don't take the time to do my makeup that way anymore? I don't know, but it's fascinating to watch my old videos and be like, that girl's adorable. Like, what happened to her? You know, that's silly, but my brain isn't working. I'm just looking at this and it's like, I just can't make any cognition happen. I cannot come to any conclusions about what I should do with these colors on my face. I could do something. I think I'm going to do something real wacky. Let's see how that goes. First of all, I have to do my eyebrows. But before that, like you know, it almost made sense in my brain, but we're just going to stop now. Before I do my eyebrows, dear friends, this is an important beauty tip. Don't laugh because I used beauty in reference to myself, please. If you do, I can't hear you, so it's fine. I have to do my highlighter first, because if I don't do my highlight, then I'll do it over my eyebrows, and then it looks ridiculous. So I'm going to do my super snazzy, super glamorous, beneath the brow highlight, and then I'll put my eyebrows on. And that way, my eyebrows don't look like a fairy, like, sharded on them, and I look slightly less absurd as I go out and do my business in public. Yes, there. So now, friends, we can do the eyebrows. I hope that's not too loud. I'm sure there were a lot of things that I started saying, and then I stopped. Yeah, you have indeed been exposed. I apologize, Brits. Better than the American West Coast accent. See, like, I'm so clueless about my own voice that I don't... Like, I know I have an accent, but, like, when I watch TV, you know how, like, anybody that's in radio or on television, as far as, like, talk shows or, like, any kind of, like, sports or political analyst or whatever, like, those people, they, like, train them to get rid of their accent. And so the inference there is that, like, those people have a voice that's like the correct voice, like, without an accent. And I know that is different from my own voice, but, like, I don't know, like, I feel like my voice sounds like everybody's voices on TV. Like, I don't know what a West Coast accent really even sounds like. Or, like, I know my mom... I'm trying to think. Like, my mom went to a school in Ohio, like a college in Ohio, and she lived in a rural place growing up. And, like, everybody made fun of her and called her, like, the Southern Belle. Like, I don't understand how our voice, or, like, my mom's voice specifically, I don't see how it differs accent-wise from, like, what you hear on TV in America or anything like that. I don't know. I'm like, that part of my brain is just very underdeveloped. Like, when I hear Aussies talk, or Aussies, I think that they sound just like British people. I get British and Australian people, like, I mix up the accents all the time. I mistake one for the other all the time. I'm just not very bright. Not in that regard, at least. This is a super cool pen thingy, as you guys can see. It's like the pens that you got when you were little, where there's, like, the black ink, the green ink, the blue ink, and the red ink, but it's, like, different colors of eyebrow, like, waxy stuff. It's nice. Because if I had four different colors of eyebrow product, they would be, like, in 4 different rooms of my house under 4 different pieces of furniture. So having them all in like one little thing is very nice. I don't know what I would do without it. My eyebrows are like so see-through that like if I'm not in really good lighting, I'm just like, I realize as I'm like half asleep, you know, on my first cup of coffee in the morning, like I'm just drawing on my face. Like I haven't the slightest inkling as to whether this is on my eyebrow or not, you know? I don't know. The hairs are invisible. How's that? That's not awful, huh? I don't know. You've been called Australian by other British people. That's really interesting. Makes me feel better that like even other people from the UK don't, like, they're not capable of identifying your accent properly. I know that, like, one thing I know is that obviously, like, people in really big cities like New York talk much faster than people where I'm from. Or, like, people in Cleveland talk way faster than people where I'm from. Like, I can barely think fast enough to keep up with my own, like, mouth word vomit that comes out. So, I'm glad I don't live in Cleveland because I probably just wouldn't talk because I would be so scared of making an imbecile of myself. It's hard enough to make my little brain work as it is. So, freaking, I don't know what I'm doing here. See how much better I look just with my eyebrows done? I don't look like a cancer patient. I shouldn't say that because with my family history, cancer is practically an inevitability in my life. So looking at these colors, I freaking don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna do the gold like down the middle of my eye and then do the like teal on the outer. I don't know what I'm doing. We'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. Pick a brush. All my brushes have like little tiny like kitten tooth marks on the ends. It's very nice. Very charming. I'll send them to our ancestors. They'll love Australia. Plenty of hot weather to complain about. What's something you want to do now that you're 25? Now I'm actually 26. Actually, as of 2:52 p.m., I am 26 years old. Something I want to do. I want to have accomplished more in life by this age. That's something I want to do. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. Like, yes, exactly, Jump Pogo. Tattoo, world domination, tax fraud. I love you, Anon. I do want a tattoo at some point, but I'm just reluctant because like I have a job now where it probably wouldn't be an issue. But if I ever want to get a better paying, a higher pressure job, like as I get off of my medications and my thoughts get clearer and faster and I'm capable of that, I don't, I'm reluctant to do something where like I don't want my tattoos to hold me back. But I do want to have a couple eventually. I want to have the Urkin Empire or the Urkin Armada, whatever symbol. Yes, from Invader Zim. Laugh at me all you want. I want that on myself. And Stormhawks is this really obscure Canadian cartoon that came out in 2007. And like there are different like squadrons of people who defend like the different like territories of their world, and each of them they have their own symbol like on their vehicles and their uniforms and stuff. And I want the Stormhawk symbol like real small, real detailed on the back of my neck. But I'm aware that that's one of the most painful places to get a tattoo, and I'm a gargantuan baby. Like when I get my blood drawn, it literally takes every ounce of my will to not like shit myself and faint. So I'm probably gonna have to like go with a much simpler tattoo and build up to that, Thank you, VGC. Get a tattoo of Nemo on your face. I'm afraid I can't do that. That raises an interesting question. Is having a black person's face on your face, is that also blackface? Like, would that offend someone? I'm sure someone out there would be very offended if I got a tattoo of you on my face, dude. Certified thick in small print on your hip. I'm afraid that my fiance would leave me if I did that. That's just a little too ridiculous. I would do it. Tax fraud. Preferably not. I'm not bright enough to pull off tax fraud. I think one of the things that has gotten me or helped me avoid mischief a lot in my life is the fact that I am self-aware enough to know that I'm just not bright enough to get away with a lot of things. That kind of curbs my ambition and any inclination towards mischief. This is not going well. That's all right. What do I want to do? I want to become a best-selling author, or at least a published author. I keep getting bugged by this guy who was kind of my mentor for a little while, writing-wise, to like submit stuff to a local writing competition, and he gave me like a list of publications like around the US that will accept writing from like amateurs, from people who've never had anything published before. And I know it comes back to my self-loathing. Like, I cannot care about my own characters. Like, you know, if you're on like fandom, Twitter, or Tumblr, or any of those places, people are always talking about their OCs and how much they love them. I cannot have any faith in or affinity for my own characters. I cannot. I am incapable of it. And I think it's just because they're my own. Like, I don't believe in anything that has to do with me, you know, or anything that I have done or created, and I'm pretty sure that's my issue. I definitely need some smaller brushes to pull off what I'm trying to do here. It's not going well at all. My friend has a tattoo from Bleach, Squad 5 kanji, specifically in the corresponding flower. That's really cool. I liked Bleach okay, until the author guy, Tite Kubo is his name, until the mangaka said, when somebody asked him like who was going to end up together, until he said that's what fan fiction was for, I'm like, all right, screw you, I'm out. That's ridiculous. I got really mad about that, and then I was done with Bleach. Also, then when tech support husbando and I first got together, and he made me watch Yu Yu Hakusho, I realized just how much of Bleach is like a blatant ripoff of Yu Yu Hakusho, and that really depressed me and ruined Bleach for me. Ironically, it didn't ruin Soul Eater for me, because Soul Eater, I can excuse that to saying Soul Eater is like a ripoff of Bleach, and Bleach was a ripoff of something else, so it's okay. I like Soul Eater. I can't, integrity's not going to ruin Soul Eater for me. I will find a way to justify liking it. Thank you, Rex. I'm not gonna have that tattooed above my butt. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember. I wanted a Sharknado tattoo at some point, and I was fully committed. It was not just something I was saying for the lulz, but because I like my significant other, and I like that he respects me and wants to be with me, I had to kind of shelf that idea for a while. Well, this is coming out to look like something. Should I join the like teal at the top? I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. My head hurts so bad. I really hope that this thing I have does not like go into my chest or turn into a sinus infection. I know that my immune system might be compromised. I don't know, due to just the fact that I'm coming off of my medication I've been on for so long. I don't think I should have attached it or like connected it at the top. I think I liked it better before. Too late now. Yay. Like, I don't know if just how much stress my body is under because I've been taking sertraline for 10 years and now I'm not. I don't know if that is weakening my immune system. I really have no idea. But I do take vitamin D, like, and it's funny, it's like one time this stream, there's no sense, there's no continuity or theme whatsoever to this. It's just Michelle talking to friends on the interwebs. And this thing, it's like, this stuff is basically, you know how when your car gets really old, this stuff comes out of the air conditioner? That's literally what this is, except they sell it to you in a little tin, and you, like, run your makeup brush in it, and it takes all the other color off, so you can use it with a different color. What was I talking about? My poor little atrophied brain. I've been taking vitamin D, and, like, it's funny because my one therapist, she always had me get blood work done because she was worried about my thyroid and stuff, and weirdly, like, my thyroid is fine, which really surprises me because of just, like, I don't have adrenal issues or anything, so why am I tired all the time? Because I eat literal garbage, but I'm gonna pretend to be puzzled and not understand why, nevertheless. But, like, I got my blood work done, and they were like, you've got really low vitamin D. You need to take vitamin D supplements. Then, like, the next doctor I went to was like, no, that's completely arbitrary. Everybody has a vitamin D deficiency because they just changed the number. You know, everybody who's taking in and absorbing the same amount of vitamin D they always have are now being told they have a deficiency. So I'm like, whoa. Okay. So I didn't know what to think or what to do. I don't know. I'm gonna try using some setting spray. See if I can get this gold to pop a little more. But, like, I do think that now that I take a tiny bit of vitamin D every day, that it has helped. Like, I think I'm getting sick less. I think I have more energy. And oh, that's much better. You see how much better it looks on that eye? You probably can't really tell, but it looks way better with a little bit of setting spray to wet the shadow. It makes perfect sense that I would have a vitamin D deficiency, considering the fact that I'm allergic to, like, all fruits and vegetables. Obviously I can eat cooked or steamed vegetables, which I do a lot, and that does help a lot with making up for the fact that my body, like, fights me every time I try and actually put nutrients in it. But, like, I eat almost no fruit because it just makes me so sick. And can I just, like, put the, like, droplets that are on the metal onto my eyeball? Will that work? Probably not. And I never go out in the sun because I get horrific headaches from light because I'm a tiny nocturnal creature that by some horrible mistake ended up in a human's body. I'm probably meant to be a vole. I don't know how the wires got crossed, but, you know, it's fine. So yeah, it makes sense that I would have a horrifically bad vitamin D deficiency, you know. I think that's helped some. So I don't know, like, the point is, I'm trying really hard not to get, like, freaked out about my cold, but I'm also trying not to assume that everything's gonna be okay. Because then, you know, fate will have to punish me by getting me horribly ill. But, like, the last couple times I've gotten sick, it really... You're welcome. It really doesn't feel like I've stayed sick as long. It really doesn't. So I don't know. Plus, I'm under a lot less stress than I used to be. You know, like, I'm not in college. I'm not in high school. I've got a steady job that pays decently. You know, I have a stable home life. You know, I'm in a stable, dependable, healthy relationship. You know, so, like, all the things that would have really compromised my immune system as far as stress are evening out. So, like, you know, I don't know. That's really pretty. You see how shiny and bright that is? I'm shocked because, like, this thing that I'm using, it's this like real cheapy makeup brand. I think it's just called Okalon. Like, there's an accent mark over the L. Like, what the hell is that supposed to be? I don't know. But, like, what Okalon just makes, like, really cheapy, like, blatant ripoffs of obscenely expensive, like, high-end makeup palettes. So, obviously, I'm going to get the Okalon ones because I can't afford high-end makeup that often. Yes, my shirt has Glenn Beck and his one co-host Pat on it, This is a really old picture of them from like the 80s when they first were working together. It's super cute, so I bought it. Sorry, I'm a gross conservative. I know that's going to make a lot of people quite distraught. And let me know. I think everything's fine, but let me know if you guys can't hear me or if I'm dropping frames. It looks like I'm okay right now. You have an Abe's Odyssey tattoo. Really? That's interesting. Don't die happy birthday. Thanks, Ryan Lynn. I appreciate it. I'm trying not to die. Like, I really genuinely am. I know that would raise some eyebrows, considering my, you know, previous history with mental health, but I'm trying not to die. I am feeling better now that I finally did take some medication. I'm trying to figure out what to do on my lower lash line. Frickin', I don't know, man. I'm not ambitious enough to do wacky colors. I think I'll just do some brown. Like, the thing is, like, the two browns, can you see it all? Like, the one at the top and the one at the bottom, like, they're virtually identical. I don't know why they put these two colors in the same palette. I think I'll use the one that's more gold, because I've got gold on my upper lash line. See this? I don't know how to do this stuff. I just... Oh, and it's all shimmery, so it looks really weird. It looks kind of like dookie. That's not good. That's not good, dude. Oh, dear. Happy birthday. Thank you, G-Money. Sounds good. Cam's good. All right, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. I heard a makeup tip once that you should always, like, when you use a little... Can you guys see this at all? It's like a little... It's a little angled brush, and it's like really like flat, and like you're supposed to use these for your like eye, like liner, like right along the line of your eye. Somewhere, I read or somebody said you should always put like the pointy part toward the outer part of your eye. No, you can't make me. I'm not gonna do that. You can't make me. There, I think I look okay-ish. I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. This is why I don't typically do adventurous makeup. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Tries to be Stacy, remains anime-loving dork. Yeah, pretty much. Alright. Actually, that doesn't look horrible. See, now that I said something, it's gonna go horrifically awry. You watch. I know last year on my birthday I tried to do adventurous makeup, but it looked fairly normal, I think. Alright. Excuse me, I should be muting myself when I cough. Good night, friend. Good night. Is that how you spell my name? It's laid on this part of the disc. Good night, people. Good night. Comrade. Is that racist? No, I don't know. Night, man. I'm just gonna do the black on the outer part. That's really black, dude. Look at that. Can you see it? I don't know if you can or not. That's the problem with my webcam. It's not as HD as it's supposed to be, which is why I actually am doing that thing with most of my videos now, where I just set up my cell phone in my ring light. And then I have to sync up my snowball audio with the video from my phone camera. Because ironically, out of like all the cameras I've ever had for the purpose of doing this, my goofy phone camera is the best. So, okay, that's good progress. Pardon me. I ran out of water real fast, and I was banking on having water to drink so I wouldn't die. Where's my little thing? Okay, so I have to do something else to my eyebrows. This, dear friends, is Benefit Gimme Brow Plus is what the product is called. The pen I was using earlier is the Benefit Brow Contour Pro. Like, none of their products, like, they don't name them anything to do with, like, the actual shape of the product or the consistency of the product. So I can never remember any of that at all. Like, it could just be like Brow-O-Matic or like Browington's freaking, you know, I don't know. Like, happy brow friends. Like, I can never keep their product straight because the names don't have anything to do with what they actually are. They're just like words. This is nice. I got this for free or I wouldn't have gotten it. I almost said a restaurant. Very good. I'm not delirious from illness, I swear. From a makeup store where you get freebies if you spend a certain amount on makeup. So I got this like gel stuff. Helps hide how like poorly I draw on my brows with the like wax pen product. Actually, this is a combo I do a lot. I do this pretty much every day. Because just how fair my skin and especially my hair is, like, I have to do a little bit of mascara, a little bit of eyeliner, and I have to do my brows, like, if I want to look remotely normal. Like, if I was cute, if I had, like, a cute, classy, sort of, like, little porcelain doll Marilyn Monroe look like Margaret, I could get away with doing, like, normal, like, face makeup and just a little bit of eye makeup. But now that you guys have had the horror, the dreadful nightmarish privilege of seeing me at the beginning of this stream without any makeup, you'll understand why it is imperative that I emphasize my eyeballs a little bit. Bigger wings, duck pout, colored strips. Stream it from MySpace. Happy birthday, there's no going back now. Indeed, there is not. I was thinking about it. I always thought that I would kill myself before I was 18 years old. Sorry, it's a slight detour into more dark, serious content. But I legitimately never thought I would live to be this age. So, like, since age maybe 17 or 18, like, life doesn't feel real. And maybe that's part of the reason why I have such issues with, like, feeling like I'm in a dream all the time or I'm, like, dissociating all the time. Because I never thought I would live to be this age. I always thought I would finally get the courage to go through with it. So, like, my whole life feels like this bizarre epilogue that's not even necessarily canon, to use, like, the most ridiculous weeby terms possible. Yeah, so it's just weird, but thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes, dear friend. What am I gonna do next? The thing is, my eyes are always real watery, so, like, sometimes I will, and it's gonna look horrible. Like, with this bright of light, you're gonna see how bad it looks. Like, normally I'm not in bright light, so if I do my makeup real sloppily, you can't tell. But, like, I take this, like, light color of this product that you're just supposed to use to, like, correct when you're really sloppy drawing on your eyebrows. I'll put a little of that, like, right under my, like, eyeliner line here. And that way my eyeliner doesn't water off, because my eyes are really watery. Well, that just got infinitely worse. If I just keep coloring, it'll eventually get better, right? 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 Wrong. Oh dear. Okay. I can fix this. This is fixable. This is definitely... I'm sorry, I'm so congested. It's super gross. I actually haven't gotten sick since, like, spring. I used to get, like, horribly sick because I have such a crappy immune system. But I really do think, like, the lack of stress, or, like, being under so much less stress than I was in, like, high school and college, and just, like, taking a little bit of vitamin D every day, I genuinely do think that has made a huge difference in how strong my immune system is. While I'm stuck here, cat just jumped in my lap. That's so cute. Aw. Yeah, I had that problem earlier. I was gonna start streaming, and all 4 cats came in the room, and I was like, oh god, oh god, oh god, because once that happens, you know, you can't herd them out. If they want to be in the room, they are going to be in the room. So I was having that issue earlier. They were all over me and all over the desk, and some of you guys might know, like, there's some kind of internal wiring issue with my Snowball mic. Oh, this looks real wacky, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm deepening the crease. Duh, obviously. But yeah, like, the cats were all up in my business, and as you guys may know, I have had 1 or 2 streams where my mic did this really weird thing where I was almost inaudible. Almost completely, and all you could hear was, like, this deafening static, and it was in my mic. Because all of my connections were fine, you know, like the USB was fine. Everything was fine. And all it took was, like, tech support as Bando banging on my mic, and then it was fine. So there's some really loose connection in there, probably from my mic getting jostled around because I'm so clumsy. And if the cats are up on my desk and they bump it the littlest bit, it's over. It's done. You know, my mic just, it just disconnects. So unfortunately, I had kitties earlier and they're so cute, and I want to show you guys, like, on stream. I want to show you guys the kittens. But I just couldn't have them, like, up here during this because I had that time pretty recently where I talked like a dumbass for like 7 minutes before realizing that people in the chat, they weren't telling me that I was so boring or annoying that they were going to mute me. They were telling me there's literally no sound in your stream, and I didn't get what they were saying. So that was just because Mira, like, walked next to my mic, and that was all it took to jostle it and disconnect it. And then OBS didn't register it as, you know. I'm sorry, I'm congested. That's super gross, I know. Let's see. So I did the inner corners. I have a really, like, metal, where is it? My nasty pimple. This frickin' thing. Have you guys ever had the pimples where, like, and I got off another one of my medications, and that's why I have, like, really bad acne. Thanks a lot, medicine. Thanks a lot, hormones. I love you. Have you ever had pimples where, like, they spring up so fast, like, within maybe 4 hours or, like, 5 or 6 hours that it, like, they're horribly sore to the touch because your skin hurts from being stretched so fast? That's what this freaking piece of garbage is. It hurts, and I hate it. Okay, so that's good. What am I missing? I'm missing eyeliner. I'm going to do winged eyeliner up top, and then mascara. And then this thing I've been doing recently, like, any like makeup guru or just, like, well-adjusted adult would lose their shit if they heard this. But something I've been doing a lot lately is I don't do any, like, normal, like, foundation, but I do, like, contour and I do highlighter. So, like, if you want to do no makeup, just skip all the important steps of the makeup and then do the goofy, like, over-the-top ones that you should be doing at the end. And it'll really look like you're not wearing any makeup. Because you're not a well-adjusted adult. That's my tip. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I know none of this means anything to you because most of you are not girly girls. And already messed up. Oh, geez. Oh, God. Oh. And just keep extending that wing. If it goes all the way into your ear canal, that's fine. You just do what you gotta do, you know? As long as it looks intentional, you're good. Doesn't matter how ridiculous it comes out. Cool. Now I have to replicate that on the other side. And that, my dears, is the fun part. Welcome to middle age. Yeah, I hate it. Like, it was scary enough being a quarter of a century old. And I'm not one of the, like, it always annoys me when people are like, I'm 19, I'm so freaking old, I hate it, I don't want to talk about it. Like, that's ridiculous. You know, I don't like that our culture doesn't like old people. I hate that. I hate that the elderly are disrespected. You know, I hate that they're the butt of everybody's jokes. Like, yes, there is something inherently funny about old ladies. Maybe it's because of, like, the chocolate episode of SpongeBob. I don't know. But since I was little, I've always been excited to get old. You know, I think that it's a beautiful, graceful, magical part of life. You know, aging and watching yourself change and grow, even if it's because, like, the elasticity of your skin is going away and you're getting smile lines, you know, from all the times that you were ever happy or joyful. Like, I've always been excited about that. I've always thought that that would be an honor and a wonderful journey. Is that symmetrical? No, not even a little bit. But it's like, because I have been immersed in like our super shallow Western, or maybe, more just American, just our ridiculous bullshit culture of like being elderly being the worst thing in the world, aging being this horrible, shameful, terrifying thing that you should fight with every dollar you have and every ounce of your will. It's like, because I've been immersed in that so much, it does bother me to be the age I'm at, like being 26, and that really makes me sad. Like, one of those ways in which I was able to keep our shallow, superficial pop culture from like infecting my thought, like that has been taken away from me. Like the stupid shallow like obsession with youth has been drilled into my head. Everything after is a breeze compared. I agree, Anon, absolutely. Like, it is so cool to be an adult, and it's like, even though people tell you that it's going to get better when you get out of school, it's like, when you're in that age of like puberty and all that horrible stuff happening to your body and everybody being so awful to each other, like, logically you do know that it'll get better, things will like even out and calm down as an adult and become easier, but it's like, it just feels like this endless nightmare. It's just this endless hell that, it's like you almost don't believe that it'll ever be over. It doesn't feel possible for it to ever be over. I was taught respect my elders, but if they're dicks, then not so much. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, it's not good that our culture is obsessed with youth and idolizes youth just, like, for no reason other than because of it being youth. But at the same time, yes, I do think that your elders inherently deserve respect and, in general have more wisdom than you. This is weird. Like, normally my wings going up, but these just went out because this was just damage control until it almost went into my ear hole. But yeah, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't behave accordingly, or act accordingly when someone is a total dick to you. Like, there's some elderly people who are just so bitter and nasty and cruel, and when I was younger, I was so submissive, and I was so desperate for approval that I was apologetic all the time. I felt like my very existence was something that I was in the wrong for. And it's funny how working like in retail and customer service does change that over time. I've gotten to the point where, like, if somebody treats me like crap, if somebody is like completely unreasonably hostile and nasty to me, like, even when I used to work in like retail, I would just kind of shut down. Like, when somebody was being completely unreasonable and taking out their anger on me, when I was being courteous and decent, instead of being like, I'm so sorry, this isn't right, it's absolutely not right that you should feel this way, you are absolutely our number one priority, and I apologize that you feel this way. Like, obviously that's how I was. I was very, very respectful and kind to everybody who was like a customer when I was in any kind of customer service. But when people are being completely nasty, for absolutely no reason, I would just start to shut down, and it wasn't like I was combative or anything or like nasty, but I just began to lose the ability to like grovel just because, like, somebody was a customer at the pet store, or, somebody was like a client at the place where I would schedule appointments and stuff. I began to lose that like groveling thing. So, like, if you enjoy being a submissive, don't go into customer service, because that will make you at least a switch. It will make you start like actually feeling like you have a right to exist, and it'll make you not desperate to like grovel for every random stranger who has the slightest bit of authority over you. I'm just gonna bronze right over this nasty, gargantuan, excruciating pimple because it's my birthday and I can do what I want. Do you remember your first kiss? I was too busy telling my brain that I wasn't being attacked to enjoy the moment. I enjoyed my first kiss. I don't remember much about it. I'm friends with her on Facebook, so that's nice, you know. Like, most people don't talk to the person that they had their first kiss with, or they don't even like that person. And we don't really talk. Like, she likes my cat pictures, obviously, because lesbians love cats. But, you know, we're at least on decent terms, or I think we were when we last spoke. Where did I put my highlighter? How did I lose it already? But, like, you guys see what I mean? I didn't put any, like, cream or powder on my face. I just did my eyes and my eyebrows, and now I'm just putting bronzer and highlighter on my, like, nasty, like, clown-looking rosacea ass zitty face. 'Cause that's how I do this. And it's funny, like, I never used to use bronzer. Like, you'll hear, like, beauty gurus and girly girls talk about bronzer. And, like, this is the kind I have. It's really expensive, so I was lucky I was able to get it in, like, a little kit. Like this whole box, like, this much of it actually has product in it. And it's very, very fine powder that just warms up your face. And, like, you know, I was like, yeah, bronzer looks cool. Girly girls wear it. I want to try it because all the makeup people I like wear it. But, like, the first time I actually put bronzer on, I was like, oh my god, like, this is the least oxygen deprived I've ever looked. Like, this is the most, like, alive I have ever looked. It was amazing. So I do wear bronzer sometimes. If I have time and I feel like doing a lot of makeup and it's a day when it feels like fun as opposed to a chore. And I guess I'm supposed to put highlighter up here too. I don't know. That's what they tell you. I mean, it's pretty bright. It looks pretty cool. I like highlighter. Put a little bit here on top of my upper lip because that makes your lip look like it sticks out further. I just am getting chapstick on my makeup brush and I'm not getting any highlighter on my face. That's not what I intended here or wanted. Put a little bit on my nose. Is anything even going on? I don't know. It's the placebo effect. I feel prettier because I put expensive crushed silica on my face. It makes me feel better even though nothing is really happening. So, you know, whatever. Too many people never leave high school. That's very true. Especially media, it seems. Very much so, yeah. Setting, because you guys care. I'm informing you because I know you're all just dying to know that I am putting Makeup Revolution brand Pro Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray on my face. You're welcome, ladies. That is not the kind of alcohol I like in my mouth. The movie Clerks describes in broad strokes my retail experience. I'll have to look it up. We're watching Makeup Mastery here. No shit, you are watching the makeup master. See? I only look literally like I have as many psychological issues as I did before. Never mind. All right, and now the fun step, the funnest step, which I have thought since I was a 5th grader who wanted to look like an anime character. Mascara. Make your eyes look freakishly enormous. And that will give you the illusion of having, you know, some minuscule amount of control over your life. At least it does for me. I love mascara. Mascara is the funnest step. That was graceful. Thank you. I know. So anyway, how are you guys? I know this is a very peculiar, very disjointed, nonsensical stream here. I just wanted to stop by and say hello. I hope you guys are doing okay. In the States, it's very chilly and unpleasant in most places right now. I know it's probably chilly and unpleasant in the UK because that's the default for you guys as far as, you know, atmospheric conditions. Wonder what Vorst is doing. It's always like opposite day in Australia, so he's probably in like really warm weather, like fighting kangaroos and like 8 foot tall like fruit bats and spiders or something. I don't know what happens in Australia. So let me think. What do you guys think of CRTV and the Blaze merging? I know most of you guys are a lot like further left of center at least than I am. I know it's like this total taboo. Like, you are not allowed to like Glenn Beck. Like, Glenn Beck is just a joke. Like, that is, whether you're like an alt-righter or you're like the furthest left like commie in the world, like, everybody hates Glenn Beck except me, and I don't know why. But I love Mark Levin. I've always loved Mark Levin. So, like, for them to finally be joining, for them to actually, you know, be combining resources and talent, God, I wish I could have seen what was going on behind the scenes at, like, MSNBC and, like, Fox News and all these more leftist organizations, because you know they were losing their shit when Levin and Beck announced that CRTV and the Blaze were joining. Like, just because you know how much it's freaking all these people out who it's actually going to be a threat to, like, that alone made me really pumped when it happened. I love Mark Levin. And, like, I've always hoped that, like, Roaming Millennial would get to talk to Glenn Beck, because she's the one who has most successfully bridged the gap between, like, online, like, millennial conservative commentary and, like, the older generations, like, talk radio stuff. Like, you could say that Steven Crowder did, but he's so annoying that even though I, like, agree with most things that Crowder says, his face just makes me, like, violently angry. I know that's a really, really stupid, completely unreasonable thing to say and believe. But, like, you know, what's the guy's name? Vegan Games? Like, that guy has the same, like, punchable quality to his face as Steven Crowder. Obviously, I'm not advocating for violence. This is just me being a vindictive, sad little person, which, you know, is basically my entire shtick, so you guys should be used to it. But, like, anyway, to me, Roaming Millennial is, like, the one who has been the most successful at coming from an authentic, like, truly YouTube, like, commentary background, like, we all watch and are kind of ensconced in, and making it into, like, talk radio by being on CRTV. So, like, if she can help, you know, if she and this new, like, Blaze TV media conglomerate, whatever, can kind of, like, bridge that gap, and we can actually start a dialogue, and if we, like, the younger generation who does, like, the internet commentary, if we can actually, like, join forces with and find common ground with, like, the Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Bill O'Reilly listeners, like, conservatism will be unstoppable. Like, we will have an uprising like nobody has seen before. And I know that it has been very, very beneficial to the left that we have not been able to, like, bridge that gap and find common ground. So now that that's not necessarily the case, I can't wait to see what mayhem and heartache and just, you know, complete pandemonium this causes, like, on the far, like, progressive left. It's gonna be great. Using cricket bats to kill spiders and beat up koalas, most likely. Chat-Mort has a crush on Glenn Beck. I don't know if I would say that. I mean, I do think he was, like, adorable when he was younger. Now he just looks like the eccentric philosopher that he is. I love that he, like, sold a bunch of merchandise of himself as Colonel Sanders. I thought that was adorable. I actually bought the Colonel Sanders pillow, like the decorative throw pillow of him. It's so funny. I don't hate Beck. I don't know who he is. Lol. I love Glenn Beck. He is more of a constitutionalist than he is like a staunch Republican, and I think a lot of, like, right-wingers don't like Beck because he wants to find common ground with the left, and the left obviously doesn't like Glenn Beck because him wanting to find common ground and decency and respect for and with the left is a huge threat to, you know, progressives being able to paint conservatives all as these, like, crazy racist extremists, you know. If we actually start dialoguing with the left, we as in conservatives, not assuming that you guys consider yourselves to be conservatives, but seeing myself as a conservative and speaking as a conservative, like, if we can start finding common ground with the left, if we can bridge this gap and get past all this ridiculous, nonsensical, divisive rhetoric, the left can't paint us all as this disgusting slander, about us being Nazis and racists and sexists, because you talk to a conservative and you realize that's very rarely the case, We're not all like angry, old, rich, white males, clearly. I was more into the back before the blaze. I know a lot of people don't like the blaze, yeah. They're pushing conservatives aside or underground, then when it blows up in their face, they'll be like, where the F did this come from? Exactly. That's why I'm so excited about this merger between CRTV and the blaze. If they carry on, there could be a conservative in the White House in 2020 as well. I don't know if I would go that far. I really don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, I would like Trump to get a second term just because I want to watch all of the people who are like total, intolerant bigots. I loved seeing them lose their shit when he won the first time around. But at the same time, Trump is still, policy-wise, he's not exceedingly conservative. It's just the leftist, like the progressive boogeyman, that's not even really Trump, the caricature that he also kind of plays into to stay media relevant the same way Kanye does is, where was I going with that thought? That's what the left is scared of. It's not that he's all that conservative policy-wise necessarily. Pardon me. This Carmex stuff is really, really good, like, chapstick. But it's got this weird, like, kind of slimy, like, fishy texture to it, if that makes any sense. Like, when you get it in your mouth, you start hacking and coughing like crazy. Which is great when you're already extremely ill and have been talking for a long time. That's exactly what we all want to hear and see. I wish I had brought some blush downstairs, but I didn't. I'd put a little bit of blush on. But I've got enough rosacea. I've got enough, like, nice pimples that it looks like I've got blush on when you, like, touch this angry gargantuan pimple long enough, so it's fine. Trump will be the last president. You're too divided. You'll elect Disney as your administration. And honestly, I feel that way too. Like, I feel obviously, like it's, like, I don't feel like it's a lost cause to try to keep America from going down the toilet. Like, I mean, I know it's doomed, essentially, but I still feel like it's my duty as somebody who, like, I no more deserve to live in a country where I'm so free than any kid deserves to be born, with parasites, already malnourished and doomed to starving to death in Africa. Like, I don't deserve to be as lucky as I am any more than anybody deserves to be as unlucky as they are. It's not right. It's not fair that I was born here. And so I feel like it's my duty to fight with everything I have to try to delay and slow the downfall of America, But I do agree. I think we're too divided. I think that mankind is, like, when we find a way to justify falling back into that sort of archaic, caveman mentality of demonizing others and just justifying fear and aggression and that fight or flight response, it's too ingrained in us, and we culturally will find a way to justify it. And that's what has happened here with the left and the right becoming so polarized and intolerant of one another. If we are not focusing on philosophy and psychology, and if we're not focused on not repeating history, if we're not hyper vigilant every generation, we're going to revert to that. And unfortunately, progressivism has succeeded in getting us to revert to that really, really quickly, considering what an economic superpower we are. It's been very short-lived, which is sad, because the more capitalism there is and the more prosperity there is in any, nation anywhere in the world, the more that prosperity inspires oppressed peoples around the world to fight for their own freedom and their own prosperity, you know, and the more it spreads, that lifting out of poverty to the other nations that we do business with, that we're surrounded by. So, you know, even if a lot of Americans deserve the hell that we are headed toward because we are so selfish and greedy and angry and short-sighted, it's sad that other people who will never have the opportunities that we have, you know, instead of ever having a chance at that, or ever at least having the satisfaction of knowing that they fought toward having what American citizens have, they're not going to have those opportunities because they're not going to see an example of the fact that it can be better, you know, because, you know, America, more than anything, yes, we have helped other countries economically and geopolitically at times. Not that I agree with us meddling all over the place, but, you know, the idea of America has inspired and, you know, given hope to a lot of people around the world. And it just sucks that those people who have no say in, you know, being in, you know, extremist Islamic countries, or in countries where the governments take all the money and the people are completely in poverty, they have no say in that, and they're not going to, you know, be encouraged, and they're not going to see that it can be better because of places like America if we're gone. And we are going to be gone soon. I think we're close to the end of America, at least as a representative republic. It's pretty much over. But that doesn't, like, in my mind, that doesn't absolve me of my duty to try to fight for as long as possible for, you know, the freedoms of minorities and just anybody, anywhere in the world. Whatever, you know what I mean? I'm probably going to have to go soon. I think we're going to leave and go shopping soon. Don't worry, I'm not going to wear my Glenn Beck shirt in public, so I won't get beaten to a pulp. I'll put on, like, my All Might shirt or something, probably. What?
Ohio's conservative.
Ohio's conservative?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that if I go into Hot Topic at the mall, I'm not going to get beaten up by a bunch of, like, angry, like, Antifa ninth graders.
Wearing it, what's the term?
Ironically? Yeah. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. It's just not. I'll read what you guys had to say, but I have to head out pretty quick, so I'm gonna split pretty soon. You see how much better I look? I look pretty darn cute. Like, that eyeshadow actually came out nice. I'm not of either side. I'm a fence sitter, in all honesty, judging both sides for their stupidity. That's fair, Jump Pogo. You'll never have a shortage of stupidity to judge people on. I have back of minds worries Trump will be forced from office. Yeah, I don't know. Seeing everyone freak out after stating he's going to throw us into World War III. He has protected America much better than Obama. That is true. You know, economically, we're doing a lot better than we were previously, and just what Trump symbolizes has helped us geopolitically to be taken a little bit more seriously. You didn't have a 21 plus trillion debt back then. Yeah. Thank you, Vargas. Thank you for the happy birthday. Revert to primal. Exactly. Yeah. And people don't realize that, you know, all of this, like, slacktivism, this, like, self-righteous condemnation that, you know, like Tumblr leftists do, where you do nothing to actually better your community or help minorities or LGBT people, but you feel like you're doing your part because you're sitting at home calling everybody else racist and sexist and bigoted in some way. You know, it allows people to feel at the most superficial, lazy level like they're doing their part, while, you know, in reality you're doing nothing, and you are being tricked into just being fearful of anybody different from you, and you're being tricked into just justifying, you know, anger, which I think is the most primal human emotion or instinct even. Plus ultra, indeed, yes. No, well, you know what? I'll do this. I'll wear my Glenn Beck shirt, but I'll wear it under my All Might sweatshirt, so nobody will know. I'll be masquerading as, like, a leftist weeb, when in reality, I'm one of the, like, 5 conservative weebs in the entire world. That's some Rousseau. You think so? Learn from the beginning, hunt cars for fuel. Get hounded out by 16-year-olds. I know. Yeah, as out of shape as I am, I could easily be beaten up by, like, a pack of 16-year-olds if I go into Hot Topic to buy, like, Bakugo merch. Try to fit in by yelling, Bernie Sanders has good ideas. I don't think I could yell that without, like, shitting myself laughing. I don't think I could pull it off. We need to go back to the time when your worth was determined by how many mammoths you could hunt. See, I would agree to that, except I would literally be worthless and I wouldn't be able to hide behind mascara and the couple big words I know to pretend that I have some worth, you know? So I can't get behind that. Or how big your hips were. Okay, I have great birthing hips, I've been told, so yeah, I would be okay. That was the real Merca. That's what chubby chasers are for. Alright. Anyway, so I know this was a very silly, nonsensical stream, but I am probably going to go. My head is freaking killing me, so I'm probably going to take some ibuprofen. I'm going to crack open a cold, lukewarm Diet Coke. I'm going to go find my All Might sweatshirt, and I'm going to, like, lint roll it to death because it's covered in hairs from kittens. And then Mom and I are probably going to go get, like, white girl wasted on red wine at Olive Garden. At least I will, and then Mom will be ashamed. And then we'll go to Hot Topic, and I'll see if there's literally anything on the planet with Bakugo on it that I don't own yet, and I'm going to rectify that. So that's what well-adjusted 26-year-olds do, am I right? Vicodin. I don't have any Vicodin, dude. It kind of feels like sinus infection-y, like I have a weird pain here, but at the same time, like coming off of my Zoloft, like the discontinuation, like syndrome or symptoms, I've been having a lot of migraines. So, you know, I don't know what exactly hurts so bad. Snapple been a warm one with the girls. Yes. Okay. All right. I love you guys dearly. And, I've got a couple of videos that I'll try and be like putting up here. Videos that are going to drop, as the kids say, cool, hip, super dope videos dropping in the next week. Y'all, freaking God, I'm a nightmare when I try and be interesting. Okay. Yes. I'm gonna go. I love you guys dearly, and thank you so much for stopping by to see what was going on. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. I really do appreciate it, and I never thought I would be here. I know it's a very small community compared to a lot of others, but I'm so grateful for you guys. You are so funny and kind, and my life is very much enriched by you guys being here in it. So, yes, I'll probably be drunk tweeting about how much I love Dobby and or Bakugo later from Olive Garden. So follow me on Twitter if you want to see that and laugh at my nonsense. But, yeah, I think I'm going to head out now. And I'm going to upload some videos of the kittens soon. I've got a bunch of footage of them from like 3 weeks ago when we first got them to now. So, anyway, I guess that's about it. So, yeah, I love you guys very much, and I will see you again soon.